An explanation on why we feel different and our path to abundance. Let's get started for the week beginning October 1st, 2018.
You gotta listen up, listen up. There's not a thing that I can't get from you. Boy, I don't need that much, need that much. How can I tell you what I wanna do? I never needed you to give me things. I never needed gifts or diamond rings. All I ever need, all I ever need is here with you. There's a place where we can go, where it's always shining like the snow. Listen to your heartbeat, don't you know that I just wanna be with you? There is a place where we can go, where it's always shining like the snow. Listen to your heartbeat, don't you know?
Hello everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly angelic message for the week beginning October 1st, 2018. It is October. I can't believe it. Pretty soon it's going to be time for my Halloween nails. Maybe next week. I'll try to get those together for next week. All right, so let's just jump right into it here. But before I do that, if you want a personal... we got to talk about this. If you guys want a personal reading with me, go ahead and get in line. angelsouls444.com. When I send you the digital reading, you don't actually need to ask for access in order to get the reading. Just download it. Make sure you save it to a safe place, because I'm not hanging on to anybody's readings anymore. With all the privacy laws, I can't really do that. So it's not enough to save just the email with the link. You actually have to download the reading. People are getting readings and then they're waiting 3 days to, try to download it, and they still think they have to request access, which is fine. The only problem is if I send out your reading and then maybe I go on a trip and I don't have my computer with me, for example. Sometimes my phone lets me give you access, sometimes it doesn't. So if you get a reading, okay, and you see that I sent it, go ahead and download it right away. Don't wait, okay? The other thing, I just wanted to explain that because that's been coming up quite a bit. I don't know what happened with Google and why all of a sudden it's making people ask for access again. I share it with you as soon as I send it. If you have some insight on that, let me know. Okay, so I also have courses over at gumroad.com under Angel Souls. There are October readings over there if you want a little something extra, get all that good stuff. And thank you to everybody who supports me on Patreon. All that information is down below. Now we're going to get into it. Okay. So it says, a time of great abundance. Now I do want to explain, as I was getting into this, there was a lot of chatter, and it was talking about the time to kind of collect what you have been working on, to finish up what you've been working on, to tie up loose ends. And the sense of preparation for preparing for what's coming. Does that make sense? So everything that's been sort of outstanding for you, everything that feels like, well, I don't know how to handle this, I don't know what to do with this, let the solutions come on in. It'll be little by little. These aren't, they're little miracles, if you want to see it that way. It's not this great big thing just kind of washing over you and then your life feels perfect, okay? Little by little. So it says a time of great abundance. Some of you may feel separate, and here is why. So this is kind of funny that they're addressing this. You are indeed different, but in some cases you lean too heavily upon this. The world beyond you is not as big a mystery as you would like to think. For we are a part of one another. I can't read my handwriting when I do this sometimes. So the abundance is a peace, an era of solutions, trials and errors. So again, you might try out one solution. It may not work out for you. You have to try another. Okay, so don't fall down in your energy thinking, oh, none of this is working. When your life feels bleak, remember this. You are experimenting within this place, within your body. You will not have everything perfect in your perception, but perfection it is. All right? So just remember that this week. Even if things feel like they're a mess, feels like nothing's coming together, it truly is perfection. Okay? Tidy up your life. Tidy up your space, your circumstances. Let no false leaders take you down a dark path, and let no darkness's and let no darkness's words harm your heart. I don't know what that means. For you are a light amid the madness. Okay. So don't let people in their dark energies come and tear you down. And if you're on social media, you know how this is. I just recently had somebody kind of come at me in the most ridiculous, I mean, you couldn't even take this person seriously. It was so ridiculous. But this was somebody I had supported for years, never, asked anything of this person, just always gave of my time, and then he turned on me. And it was like, are you serious? So I think they're kind of talking about, when somebody says something to you, remember, they're coming from their own headspace. You don't have to take in somebody else's words. And this actually does we talk about the false gurus all the time. We talk about the false leaders. They're talking about that here. Don't let them convince you that you don't know anything, and don't let them convince you that you're going down the wrong path. Okay? Because I get a lot of that as well. So I know what that is. Anyway, actually, the other day I went to my P.O. box and I got this envelope in the mail, and it had no return address, of course not. And someone had sent me a pamphlet on Jesus and basically told me I needed to find Jesus, which is so pompous and so presumptuous. I've said all along, I am Team Jesus. Just because I don't worship Jesus in the way of going to church every Sunday doesn't mean I don't have a close relationship with Jesus. But thank you for trying, okay? See, that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about here, because that becomes more about that person's ego thinking their approach to spirituality is the right way, so much so that they had to come and, take the time to send something off to my P.O. box, So watch that stuff, and you don't need to take it in. And what's more, don't listen to people who say, oh my God, let it go. Don't listen to those people. Those people want you to be distracted. They want you to not see what's actually going on so that they can keep doing whatever they're doing. Okay, so we're calling it out. Be very aware. Okay, here we go. Understand your truth, what you stand for, what is meaningful. Do not hide behind pretense. Here we go. For those of you who claim to know all will fall in due time. Balance will prevail. Do not let yourself be deceived or coerced into beliefs. Okay. Do not toy with the spirits that lay upon your dimension. Do not agitate them into action. If you do not know the way, then be in good silence until the answer comes. And the answer will come. As always, with all love, angels of God's true light. So, there is a heaviness in place. It's been in place for thousands of years. We are getting to a time where we can start talking about this and starting to lift that up. And we are going to have people who, try to push their beliefs onto us. People who, I was posting something on Facebook, and a lot of the recommendations was for me to go and join a church. And I thought, really? Really? The church pushers, whatever it is for you. For me, it's church pushers that I just can't with that. But for you, it might be someone different. Also, please, 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 as always, be very, very careful about who you listen to on YouTube. I can't with these people, okay? I just can't. These people who say that, I've said this before, where they say the same things over and over every single day. And it's just for views, just to get you kind of hooked. So, and unfortunately, if you look at these people, it's working because people are falling in. Or there's a fall of one angel medium and people start coming my way wanting me to explain why that person did what they did. And everything that person taught, now that they don't have their guru anymore, they're coming to me and say, can you explain what that person's perception was on that? The answer is no, I can't, nor am I interested to do so. This is the kind of energy that we're in. We have to start calling it out, right? We have to start getting real. And, I've been at this YouTube thing for 5 years. I've never been one to hold back. I've never been one to tiptoe around things. But now we're really getting these messages through where they're saying, don't hide behind the pretense. Don't hide behind what you think you know. And be careful, observe. When you feel separate and you feel special, I cannot tell you how many times people come to me and say, I'm super special because I'm a twin flame. I'm super special because I'm a starseed. I'm super special. Watch the comments. Watch the comments just because I said that. Watch them freak out, okay? It's exactly what we're talking about here. There is no one on this planet who is more special than anybody else. There is nobody. One of the most ridiculous things, I know I'm kind of going off this week, but it needs to be said, okay? I had somebody tell me, please go easy. I'm special because I'm this, and my path is so much harder than anybody else's. Okay, that should always be a red flag for you. When someone's trying to put their experience above yours, or they're trying to say that they are more special or whatever, run away from those people. The problem with this is that the spiritual community is just completely riddled with those types, who claim to know more than anybody else. Could anybody be a medium? I mean, professionally, you really have to be in a certain energy to be able to handle that. And even people who are really born to be mediums, not that we're better or different or whatever, but it's just our job, you have to kind of be in a certain energy. But can anybody talk to their angels? Yes, of course you can. Of course you can. Should you then hold that above other people's head? No. My channel has always been about self-care, self-development. Yes, it's through angelic mediumship, but it's also to empower you. It's for you to remember who you are, not so that you feel hooked and, like you have to keep coming back and leaning on me before you can make a move in your life. Yes, I do personal readings for people, but that's like, think of it as like you're sitting with a friend and a friend is kind of bouncing some ideas back and forth with you or reflecting back things that you have become numb to. That's what the readings are for. The readings are not there to live your life for you or to have you come and, try to get like a psychic reading type thing. And there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. First of all, I feel kind of compelled to do that, but I'm getting a bigger audience now. Thank you guys. Hi, thanks for being here. But I'm also now getting new people who are asking for readings, and they are coming and asking for psychic type readings. Tell me the future, tell me how to live, tell me what's going to happen. Because I don't want to think about it and I don't want to work, right? And then when I give them the reading, and it's deep, because angelic readings, if they're done properly, are incredibly deep, okay? And no, they're not predictive. I've had people come in and say, yes, the angels are incredible. They're lying. The angels are not predictive, okay? They will not do that for you. If you want to talk about that more, we certainly can. Let me know down below. But when these people get their readings, they're so stunned by what comes up. And sometimes it hits kind of deep, okay? And so they're not prepared for it, and then they lash out. So this is the kind of message that we have this week, is to, if you're one of those people, stop and be honest with yourself. Like, ask yourself, can I handle hearing something deeper than, what's going on the surface? Am I ready to go and be in touch with my soul, to integrate that part of me? Am I ready to stand up against societal pressures to be something? I've just experienced that this past week. Right? Am I ready to stand strong against people who want to tear me down? And it doesn't mean you have to fight. Depends on the situation, I suppose. But you can just be a strong presence. And if you're sure in who you are and you're standing in your strength, it doesn't matter what anybody else has to say about it. Okay? Let's get on to the cards. All right, let's see what else we have for the week beginning in October 1st, 2018. This just popped in my head. I was watching, I forget the YouTuber's name, but he's so funny. I think it was a hairstylist guy. Anyway, he said in one of his videos, he goes, please stop leaving timestamps in, the comments and telling people that the video actually starts at this time. He goes, it's so rude. He's like, stop encouraging people to skip through. It's so rude. I love that, because people do that on my readings too. They'll want to skip through the whole first part of the message, and then they'll say it actually starts at, when people are rude, I take it down. So if you're a YouTuber and people are doing that to you, me and one other YouTuber, we think that's rude, okay? So we're behind you on that. All right, so let's just get going here with the cards, and let's see what else we have for you guys. One more. Okay. First card up we have is Diopside Mother Earth. Balance. Being grounded. Okay. Detoxification. And this is not, again, watch your pretentiousness. If you're somebody who is super, all I do is meditate and eat natural foods. Okay, that's awesome. good for you. But I have, especially here in Colorado Springs, I have gone to places where, what was it? It was a grocery store or something. And there was a guy who was really, you could tell he's like into like natural things. And I don't know if he was vegan or something. I don't know, but he saw the handbag that I had. And all of a sudden he started treating me badly. Okay. So that's all well and good if you're into that, a certain kind of lifestyle or whatever, but you never have the right to judge someone else. Do you understand me? That is a direct message to everybody out there. Even it's self-righteousness, okay? It's like, I do everything right. So if you're somebody who's like, oh, I'm all about Mother Earth, I'm all about Mother Gaia, I'm with you, okay? I especially love that goddess energy, and I love women who fully embody goddess energy. We get along so well. But be careful about, for some of you out there, be careful about slipping into, again, that self-righteousness, okay? Groundedness, detoxification. Look at the whole theme that's going on here. And I want to let you guys know, a lot of people think that when we get a message like this, where it's a little straightforward and a little saying what maybe other people won't say, people will come back to me and be like, oh, you must have been in a bad mood when you sat down to do this. I'm in a great mood, honey. Today is fall weather. I just came back from the zoo. I just got to interact with the giraffes, okay? I heard from a friend that I haven't heard from in a long time, and it was so nice to reconnect with her. And, I'm having a good day. The messages are what the messages are, and the angels do not, contrary to popular belief, they are not airy, fairy, fluffy, okay? They're not mean, but they're strong, and they don't, they're strong and they don't mess around, okay? Let's just put it that way. So, next card. Clear quartz purification. Get rid of the junk. That's what this message is this week, you guys. Purify yourselves. Again, groundedness. Get rid of all the nonsense. Get rid of the conditioning. And if you have something that comes up and you're being forced to do something, I feel like somebody out there needs to hear this. Yes, thank you. If you're being forced to conform to something, okay? Now, again, I've had kind of a similar situation this past week, but this feels like somebody else has one coming up this week. You don't have to let that throw you. It's kind of like what the auto right was saying. Don't let that throw you. You don't have to. There's nothing saying that you have to go with societal conventions, okay? And just because that's what most people do doesn't mean it's the healthiest thing to do. It doesn't mean... Yeah, someone out there is quite innovative. I'm sorry, every once in a while this happens. Someone out there is quite innovative. And just because people say you can't do it that way doesn't mean you have to listen, I think is the bottom line. When I started Angel Souls, I was told that I had to do it a certain way that another certain person did it. I wasn't allowed to do my readings digitally. And I was like, who says I'm not allowed? It's my business. I make the rules. So, I started doing it my own way. And yeah, it's been up and down, but I think the people who need to hear it in that way, they come here. The people who don't like it, they go, and that's fine. So this is purifying yourself from any external expectations and also watching how much pressure you put on yourself, okay? All right, so it's a very, very freeing kind of feeling, you know what I mean? Ooh, ooh. All right, so we have Kokoxenite, New Beginnings, and here's why. So again, it's telling you with this grounded card, this Mother Earth card, it's saying, get your roots laid down because here we go. There's a new way of being. Now, if you're sitting here listening to this reading going, oh, that new beginning means a new job or a new love relationship, it could mean that. It could, but please let's not just hang on to that, right? Really pay attention to what it does for you on a deeper level. That's the important thing for you. All right. I'm excited. It is a week of abundance, and again, they said in the auto right that the abundance is peace, but it can be peace with what is, a feeling of acceptance, a feeling of, it'll work itself out. All right. So there's that. And, solutions that you hadn't thought of coming up. Love it. Baji stones, balance. We've been saying that this entire time. This came up in the auto right as well. Balance will prevail. Now, this talks about also sort of a disease that's going on in the spiritual community where it's like, oh, I never get mad. Oh, I rise above. Oh, whatever. People acting like they're above it all. It's nonsense. it's a ploy. Who doesn't stub their toe and say a swear word? Me, because I internalize everything. But I want to. I definitely want to. Or who doesn't get upset when someone disrespects them? You know what I mean? And that's not to say free rein to throw a fit. It's just, it's okay to have your emotions. It's okay to feel what you're feeling, but always be self-aware, okay? And let's start avoiding some of these people who act like they have all the answers, because no one does, okay? We're all just trying to guide one another here. I mean, that's about the best we can do. All right, so now let's get the color card. Can you see me? Here we go. They're saying a very, very active week. An active week. Surprises. Lots of surprises to come. Lilac, strengthen your faith. The number is 42. I really want to drive home the point that all these things that we've been working towards, some of us have very big ideas about how things should go in our lives. And it's not going to go that way. We're going to have some big, surprising turns, some things popping up. And I think that's why it says strengthen your faith, because it could be very easy for us to lose faith, to go, oh my gosh, I've been so focused on this one way of life and it's just not happening, and then, and then everybody's just sort of like, oh, okay, now I'm going to be down in depression. Now I'm going to fall down. Now I'm going to feel really, really bad. And I've been there, and I know it can be really, really scary when you think your life should have been on this kind of timeline and it's kind of going this way. They're just saying, have faith, okay? Things are working out in the best possible way, okay? So we're going to leave it there. Have a beautiful week. And of course, I'm sending you so much love. Take care.
Oh, I can't get enough, get enough. Don't ever let me be away from you. I'm gonna hold you tight, 'cause you're the only thing that I can't lose. I never needed you to give me things. I never needed you to die.